He only managed to get enough money to compete in a single Grand Prix, and racing at home, he outsmarted the entire grid, changed tires at just the right moment, and took the lead with the worst car on the grid. But the dream was short-lived. Blame it on the rain. The same rain that put him in front ended up stopping the race. And you're watching Small Great Stories. Every week here on Splash and Go, you already know a little story from Formula One or not, as long as it's quick, fun to tell, and nice to know. Sit tight, because here comes the story. Marcus Winkelhock was a Formula One driver, although the dream lasted just one race. He came from a family of racers, being the son of Manfred Winkelhock and nephew of Joachim Winkelhock. Both were Formula One drivers in the 80s, also competing in endurance races, and Marcus possibly holds one of the most bizarre records in Formula One history. His father Manfred competed in 47 Grands Prix, with his best result being a fifth place, and tragically died on the track when Marcus was only 5 years old. His uncle Joachim, on the other hand, attempted pre-qualification several times. I've already told the story of pre-qualification in this video here. Back in the days when Formula One, much like a medical school entrance exam, had far more applicants than places, he never managed to start a Grand Prix, but he did win the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1999. As I mentioned, Marcus came from a family of racers with a pedigree for speed. He raced in Formula 3 and the Formula 3 Euro Series, won races, but didn't have enough money to go straight into Formula 1, so he ended up in DTM, the German stock car series. Because of these twists of fate, Marcus ended up returning to the Renault World Series, that now defunct single-seater category, and there he met Colin Coles, who would become one of the big bosses at Midland, the Formula One team that took over from Jordan, which would later become Spiker and then eventually Force India. You see where this is going, right? That's right, because Marcus would make his Formula One debut as a reserve driver for Midland, taking part in several Friday free practice sessions in 2006. Then, when Formula One arrived at the Nürburgring for the 2007 European Grand Prix, he managed to secure the funds needed to compete in just one race. That one, racing at home. It was the 22nd of July, and Winkelhock took over the car, qualifying it in 22nd and last place on the grid. But then, the heavens decided to intervene. During the formation lap, taking the car to the grid right at the back of the pack, he spoke to the team over the radio. "I know this area. It's going to absolutely pour down." And then, all the other cars except him took their places on the grid, while he went into the pits to change tires, because, knowing the area, he knew it really was about to pour. Even starting from the pit lane, he might have a chance. And, mate, it really did rain. He'd had 3 days to get used to that car and had never driven a Formula One car in the wet before. Setting off from the pit lane on wet tires, he watched the world fall apart on the very first lap. All the other teams thought it would take longer for the rain to come, but the problem was it rained too much. So, the advantage he gained and the lead he took didn't last long. Everyone started coming into the pits, and those who didn't, he overtook on the track anyway. By the start of the third lap, he had a 19-second lead over the second-place driver. On the fourth lap, he'd already opened up an impressive 33 seconds, with the second place being none other than the mighty Ferrari, Felipe Massa. But then the rain got heavy enough that race control decided to deploy the safety car, and after that, a red flag was shown, because the scenes that followed were, in fact, pathetic. The exit of Turn 1 had turned into a proper insurance yard. Racing cars piled up. The recovery team couldn't manage to clear everyone out. Race suspended, then restarted. And this time, luck didn't smile on Marcos and Spiker, because they gambled again that the heavens would open and it would pour down. They started on full wet tires, and what had worked the first time ended up not working the second time around. The gamble failed. He was swallowed up by the grid and ended up retiring on lap 15 with mechanical problems. In the end, he led a total of 6 laps. His first 6 laps completed in a Formula One Grand Prix front, and he holds the strange record of having led his first Formula One race and started both last and first on the same Sunday. How about that? Unique records that will probably never be broken. and at least he can take that home as a consolation. So that was another little big story from Splash and Go on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, it's free, costs nothing, you know it, and it really helps the channel. It's hardly any effort. Do me this favor, do us this favor, and comment here if you remember this race. I even remember watching it from the street, in a bar. I stopped to watch because I was doing something else that Sunday. If you don't remember, no problem, at least drop an emoji. Tell us where you're watching from. Send a hug to your spouse, your partner, your cat, your dog, your parakeet, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, because that helps the algorithm keep spreading our little big stories and our other videos across the internet as we head towards 300,000 subscribers. So you don't miss anything we do here. We have notification channels on Instagram, Telegram, and WhatsApp where you can join and start receiving automatic updates, making sure you never miss any of the content we create here. Last but not least, we have our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, where there's content all the time. The handles are showing here, and the links are down below in the description. I'll see you in the next videos. Cheers, and a big hug.